I think I finally get to see you without your mask.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is correct. Yes. Yes. And a lot has changed since then because I'm clean shaven now.
I know, even that. You look like a different person. But good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a very good point there.
How was the move?
Yes.
It was a lot better than expected, I must say. There was so much work that we did prior, but luckily once we moved into the new home, we settled in pretty quickly and everyone's getting all settled in. I haven't heard too many major complaints about the house or anything like that. So it's been great. Yes, we're very happy with how the house turned out and everything that's happened so far. So yeah, we're very blessed, as my wife puts it.
That is nice. And how are your parents? How was that move?
Yeah, they're settling in quite well. They love the area. They love their house. It's such a big difference. Even though they came from a townhouse, this one is like a nice little end unit, more space, and lots of windows. And they're facing the right way, so they get the sun in the mornings for breakfast time. And they love it. They just love it. Yeah, they were very stressed with the whole process because they're not in the know of what needs to happen, right? So they were stressed before, but now they're more relaxed now, and my mom's enjoying the time being there, and yeah, they're happy, very happy with the house.
And they're probably very happy to be closer to the grandkids too.
Yep.
Oh man.
Oh, we're a little glitchy. You there?
We froze.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, we're back.
Okay. With a windstorm, Zoom, tech difficulties, it's okay. But I was saying, I'm sure your parents are happy to be close to their grandkids.
They're very happy. Yeah, they're very pleased with how the house turned out, and they love the area. And I think what they love the most is that they're close to the grandkids, something that they weren't before.
No, sure. But today, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know with the kids at home and just everything. It's a lot.
It's not easy. We understand. We appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. But we just wanted to ask you just a couple of questions.
Sure.
As a lot of people know, when dealing with us and our team, we offer quite a bit of services, and we offer a lead agent on the property too. But we want to hear a little bit about the experience. I know that Vanessa was your lead agent, and
Sure was.
Yeah, basically from start to finish, what happened and how you felt the whole process was.
because you actually we've had two, because we had your folks and then we had your folks.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. So I got to see the perspective from two sides, right? Like my home was a different, it sold really fast and quick, while my parents, their market wasn't as strong as Stouffville, so it took a little time. So I did kind of see both sides of how it can go. But I mean, I am beyond pleased with the services that I received. The number one thing I find with servicers in general is that you have to chase them for updates, for what's happening. Sometimes you're not kept in the loop. And I think that's very important. I think that's something you guys do very well. You keep the client informed through the process. You provide them what the expectation is. You have all your information ready, and you're there. You're very reliable, and whenever we have a question, even before we have a question, Vanessa was just there just to give us the answer even before we can ask it. So I found that to be like very good service from you folks when it comes to that.
Made my day.
That's awesome. And that was, and it's funny that you touched on that as well too, because yes, a lot of people know us within the Stouffville community, but your parents were out in Toronto on the east side, so there's a little bit of a switch over there. But we had general good knowledge of the area. We grew up in Scarborough.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how it was a very different type of market, and again, dependent on what the perspective of the buyers were.
It's all timing at that point, right?
And timing
and how many buyers are looking in that area at that given time. But you know what? Still went well, in my opinion. We waited a bit, but we got the number we wanted.
Yes, and my experience with both properties, when it came to my parents, what was really nice was the reassurance that we were given, right? Sales normally take 30 days. We got to get X amount of viewings before we have an offer, kind of like keep you reassured and not to panic. So that was very helpful for my parents as well, because it did take a little bit more time than my property. I also got to see the negotiation skills. Okay. And I know you guys are very strong with that. And I actually got to see that firsthand. With my property, we were very lucky that we had multiple offers, right? But what really struck me was with my parents. Vanessa really went out of her way to try to get at least 2 bids on the property, because the first offer that they got was, in my opinion, it was below value, what my parents were looking for and what the market was going for. But on the 11th hour, she was able to get somebody else to put a bid in that was interested, and that drove the price to where we needed to be. So I was very pleased with the negotiations as well on that.
And I'm so glad that, again, you also touched on that, because, it's marketing, but it's negotiating. And that's what we always say.
And that's what we're known for, negotiating.
Yeah, the two go hand in hand, because the marketing platform, that's great. We get viewership, we get appointments in, we go through the whole process. But what happens when you get the offer?
What are you doing with that after? That's the whole point. What are you doing with those after?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, and that's where sometimes you get what you pay for too, right? Like, there's a lot of other realtors that advertise for a lot lower, but they're not going to have the breadth of services that you folks have, right? All the way from the staging. The staging for me was very important. When I was actually looking for a realtor for my home, I had 3 people come by the house. Some others had much less commission, but they weren't interested with the staging. I was actually being told, your house is beautiful, you don't need staging, right? But I know that the staging will add the little bit that's needed, right? To have other purchasers put themselves in that space and actually have an idea of how it would be, right? So I think staging was important. Hold on a second. Decline.
Yeah.
Sorry, somebody was calling and I had to just press the button.
No, don't.
But yeah, so it's.
But it's true.
I know you also offer the services. If you need to do some regular, like some maintenance on the home or some cleaning, that was also there. But yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure, 100%. And a lot of the times it's, it's thousands of dollars difference, but it could achieve tens of thousands of dollars difference. So I think it's that perfect balance and just knowing what you're getting, because we had other clients last week too, and they said the same thing. We didn't know everything that we needed until you guys brought it up. And that's because that's what you do in order to maximize the sale. Anyone can sell a property. How much are you selling it for?
Exactly.
Right?
And
That's right. Yeah.
I think the future of real estate is going to be more than one person on a listing. I think that there will be multiple people on the listing, like what we've created, having 2, 3, sometimes 4 agents on a listing. It's to facilitate the listing at a higher level so that you can get, a better outcome.
Well, even with Christina, I know that you dealt with Christina as well too, and just the back end aspect of it. I have to admit, I didn't do much. All I did was talk about food, and all the food, that I missed from the Latino community, because we have that in common. So I got to participate a lot on the fun part, while Vanessa was doing all the negotiating.
No, but even though we have the agents, we're still very much involved.
Sure.
Sonia and I are very OCD when it comes to, so we know everything of what's going on behind the scenes. The client doesn't think so, but we know everything, because we're like, what's going on, what's happening. But it's in the end to facilitate a better sale. So I think the future of real estate will be that. That's what I believe. More people, better chance of getting a higher price.
It takes a village.
It's a village, right?
It takes a village.
Yeah, you folks are leading this industry, right? You guys are paving forward what's going to be, what's going to become, right? Everything that you offer is top notch, right? And like you touched upon it, it's the whole team. I had a positive experience with everyone, even from being asked if I want boxes, to letting me know that they were just delivered, to the staging, to letting me know if you're running half an hour late or an hour late with the truck. Just all the little things that add up, right?
They pay attention to every detail that we mention it. Like Vanessa is very detailed. When she comes in and let us know what we asked or what we mentioned, we were like, oh, and she remembers that? It's crazy.
Yeah, one example of that was a very small detail, but it's pretty big for like a purchaser. So that was basically, I just mentioned to her, yeah, we live on a main street. There's a lot of cars, a lot of traffic, but we have the laneway that's private. You can come through the back and it's kind of like your own little street. And she actually remembered and put that on the video, which was like amazing. Like she just paid attention like to those little facts, which, you know, makes the difference, right? But,
yes, and having that voiceover in the video, that's where a lot of people, they get the most information, because on MLS, you only have like a couple of lines. So to have that voiceover, to have the details, a lot of the times, like you said, people may look at it and may think, ooh, I don't know if I want to even look at it. But once they hear it and they think, you know what, there's an option to go and see the property.
That's right.
And with your place, you know, we didn't have one or two. I think we had 7 offers.
7 offers. It was incredible. Yeah. Yes. And you know, it was such a positive experience for me. I watch a lot of those shows, real life shows, and that's what it felt like to me. I was actually in the meeting room, looking at the whiteboard, looking at everything that's happening, looking at the conditions, you know, oh, here comes another one, they want this. So we were like part of that experience,
process,
right?
yeah.
And it was like pretty amazing, and it's such a positive experience I'll take with me, right? And that's how you build clients for life, I must say, right? Because, you know, if for whatever happens in the future and somehow I need help, guess who I'm going to call? I'm not even going to call anybody else.
Anything you ever need, I don't care if it's Dolores, what's the gas rate at, you can call me anytime.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
No, and honestly, and it's at the end of the experience, once you're moved and you're settled, that we love to hear this, because that's the beginning all the way to the end.
Everything.
And was your realtor with you every step of the way? So I love to hear
guys.
that.
Thank you.
That is beautiful. And I
Made
know
my
that
day.
Vanessa is going to cry when she sees this. Because, and it's such a pleasure. I have to say that, dealing with you once,
You
twice,
guys are amazing people.
That-
Nice family.
beautiful, and just a pleasure to deal with. And I'm so happy that everything worked out for you and your family and for your parents. And again, that Stouffville still gets to have you.
Yeah.
And just so you know too, like my parents are very pleased and grateful too with the service. So, you know, that little extra that Vanessa was able to pull off was the difference from them having the mortgage that they do, right? Because if they would have walked away with the first offer, they would have had to increase like $35,000 to mortgage, and they're retired, right? So that extra effort meant so much to them that they're able to just walk away with what they were expecting to walk away.
And that's the negotiating side. So all
Yes.
the you know, even if it's $2, that's $2 more for my client. You know, so in the end, I'm a consumer. That's how I want to be treated.
That's right. Do what you would do for yourself or for anybody else.
And also,
family, right?
yeah, and also too, you know, if somebody asks me, do you know a realtor? Do you know someone that can help us? I'll just recommend it with my eyes closed, because I know 100% they're going to be well taken care of, right? And that's what actually happened recently. We were at the bus stop waiting for my son, and our neighbor came up to us and was talking about it. And I'm like, you know, there's a great person you should get a feedback from, and here's the number, and give her a call, right? And, you know, it's because we know for sure what they're getting, and we can recommend 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you so much. And nothing's worse than giving a referral and then them not doing a good job. So we will not disappoint.
No, I won't disappoint you.
For sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
Jessica,
Really
as well too.
appreciate
Thank you.
We really
Thank you, guys.
appreciate everything. No, thank you, and give hugs and kisses.
Your parents, everybody.
That's right.
Thank you.
And
Thank
hopefully,
Will do.
summertime, we get to have our client appreciation. Hopefully, at the Legion across the street, we can have a Corona or two, and I get to see your parents as well too.
That would be nice.
That'd be great. Yes. Hopefully we will run into each other.
And I want empanadas.
Sure. Yeah. It's, you know, whenever this COVID situation lifts, you're more than welcome to come by, drop by if you're in the area, and say hello. We can have those empanadas if you give us a little notice.
I would love that. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye.
Have a good day.